What's going on to you Sagittarius out there? Hope y'all are having a great day. Smash the like button. That way you can get more in tune to the energy of the reading. And also it definitely goes ahead and helps the channel out. So I'm settling in, getting comfortable because we're going to be here for a little while. But anyway, yeah, there's a link in the comment section below called the Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website where there's all the ways to be able to financially support the channel. Come and get the personal readings, the birth chart readings, the books that I have that are on Amazon. I teach people how to read the tarot. So for you, Sagittarius, all right, let's get into it. So for you, Sagittarius, you have the Page of Swords and the Three of Cups. So these three cards right here are about how the way that sometimes people come at you, especially at a time right now, if any of you Sagittarius are going through something with somebody, it's a little bit peculiar. The reason why is because of the Page of Swords and the Three of Cups. It's almost as if they're trying to force their way back in, either into your life, or they're trying to make it seem like they don't want you when secretly they really do, and they're reaching out to you potentially to tell you or show you how much it is that they actually don't want you, or like tell you when they're really contacting you because they actually really do like you and that they really are secretly in love with you. It's just that the problem that they're having is they want to act like they're players. And this is what I mean when I say that at the end of the day, everybody is going to have to stop playing games. Everybody is, so many people think that, whatever. But it's like, listen, they think that they can keep outsmarting how the universe works. And it's like, listen, at the end of the day, the intellectual dishonesty is going to speak for itself. When a person's life is inconsistent and they don't actually want to live that type of lifestyle, they actually wanted a different type of lifestyle, they don't really have anybody to blame at all other than just themselves. And they only did it to themselves. Because the games and stuff like this, it requires a lot of delusion. The game is about lying to yourself, lying to other people. And you can't actually satisfy the type of lifestyle that you would want unless you actually pay realistic attention to yourself enough to actually go and get what it is that you want to live that type of lifestyle that you can afford. So you have a lot of people who are ultimately lying to themselves, and they think that they're playing some sort of game. But really, the game that they're playing is their ego and their own wisdom, battling back and forth with each other. And at the end of the day, they allow their ego to win. And the thing is that this person, at the end of the day, they can go back and forth with themselves all it is that they want about not necessarily liking you or having a problem with you or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, though, they really do have a problem with you in that sense, because they could be, what is up with this? They could be upset or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, they know deep down they still like you. They know deep down they still want to be with you. And this is an ex. This is someone that you've decided that you're not going to go back to under any circumstances. You don't want to have anything to do with. And for them to pretty much contact you back would pretty much be crazy. Then you have the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is about you fought tooth and nail to actually be able to get out of this messed up situation that you had with this other person, your lifestyle that you didn't want, being able to work yourself up to where you are now. And because of this, you Sagittarius actually feel proud of yourself. But one thing that you Sagittarius are looking at, though, is you're not gonna you're definitely gonna try to make sure that you don't go back to this type of dysfunctional lifestyle. And then you have the Page of Wands and the Devil card. Now, these two cards right here are ultimately about how, because you know what it looks like when you're in a terrible interaction or relationship with somebody. It's not a relationship at all. It's like it's you know the person in that sense. You are in a relationship, but you actually are not in a functional one. It's a dysfunctional one. So a lot of you Sagittarius are like, nah, you're not gonna get back into one of those. You know, you'll only stick around if it's functional. You know, I'm not gonna say if it's good, because everything goes up, everything comes down, right? You're not gonna have a perfect, you're not gonna have a perfect relationship. No one does. But at the end of the day, I'm seeing that you Sagittarius, you want the basics. You know, you got so many people sitting up online talking about the basics, this, the basics, that. It's like, listen, people need to stop worrying about getting so upset about the basics, because the basics just means the foundations. You know, you have people all upset talking about they don't want to deal with the bare minimum. And it's like you need to shut up, because at the end of the day, what are you talking about when you say the bare minimum? The bare minimum of what? That's when it is that you start to hear that people don't know what it is that they're talking about. You know, that's when you start to hear the lack of wisdom that people spend so much time, showing you, right? They do all this set of talking and all this other type of stuff. They can do all this set of talking and all of this. But then at the end of the day, those are the same people who don't really understand what it is that they're talking about. And this is exactly what it is that I mean when I say you shouldn't. This is exactly what it is that I mean when I say that. So, you know, as far as the zodiac signs, a lot of people, honestly speaking, got a long way to go before they really get themselves in functional relationships. Because what it really is, people can't get over their ego. You still have a lot of people making a lot of real clumsy and stupid decisions because they can't seem to really get over their ego. And a lot of the times, they don't necessarily even want to, a lot of the times, from what it is I'm seeing. I'm seeing more so it's about how, this devil card is really deep, because it really speaks to how a lot of the times people are saying that they want relationships. And it's like, listen. The type of nonsense that I see out here is crazy. You got people who want to be in relationships but want to control people. They think that always scheming on somebody, that's how you'll get into a relationship. You'll get into a relationship, but then the relationship ain't going to be what you want. Or the two of y'all will be fighting like cats and dogs. You feel me? So the thing is that the Hierophant and the Knight of Swords is about how, so the Hierophant really is about saying that you Sagittarius need to remain true to yourself. Don't force relationships. If you Sagittarius see that things aren't really going your way, like I said before, don't try to force relationships. Don't put yourself in a situation where it could be potentially dangerous. Just get to know people. Find out about them. Take your time, but don't take too much time, because you could be too slow. A person could be slow to the point where they won't contact the person, they won't say what up to the person or whatnot, right? They will just stretch it out as long as possible. And then it's like, and then it's like, this is crazy. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why there's a lot of times people will end up not really being in relationships. It's because, stretch it out. They'll stretch it out too long. Or sometimes, or the opposite, they'll speed it up too fast. They will move in with a person within a few months of knowing a person. It's like, you know, I I really, I don't want to go ahead and say what it is I gotta say, because I don't, or what I want to say in that regard, because I don't really want to push it on people. But like for me, if you know what I mean, I don't really understand what is the concept of like this force of having to, move the person in, and, all of this traditional crap. Me personally, on a personal level, real talk, I think a lot of it is garbage. I think a lot of it is real garbage. The idea of moving somebody in to your apartment, listen, look, if you can afford to live by yourself, live by yourself. Because that's my humble suggestion, right? But what the Hierophant is saying is, do what's best for you. Because like when you start talking about living with somebody and stuff like this, right? It's this idea of what if the person is cheating, being that far away. And it's like, listen, you got to stop it with the nonsense. If a person is, you know what I'm saying? If a person is going to cheat, a person is going to cheat regardless, even if it's in your own bed. So this ideology of the person cheating is being scared. It's like the outcome is literally going to be the same. If they choose not to cheat on you, it comes from personal choice. Regardless of whether you living with somebody or you not living with somebody, what is this excessive pressure? So the Hierophant, again, is about being true to self. And the Knight of Swords represents, don't let other people pressure you into anything. Because you're going to right now, you've had someone try to pressure you into creating a lifestyle with them. And you, Sagittarius, said no, you didn't want to do it because perhaps they were moving too fast. Perhaps they were moving too slow. And then out of nowhere, it seems like they just asked you for this big favor, this big gesture out of nowhere. And it just seemed like it was too much for you. Or you started to see some real issues with the person, and you, Sagittarius, was like, nope, no way. There's no way you're going to have this person in your home, or you're going to go live with them. No way. Which is another reason, too, why it is that I would suggest, honestly, I don't suggest anybody living with anybody. Like, if you can't afford it, and the two of you really want to cut back on it, cool. But, like, don't be, you know what I'm saying? Like people are still on this antiquated nonsense, and they talk about traditions. And it's like, people don't even understand how traditions are even made. Like, traditions are made because of reasons. Traditions are made because that's what worked at the time. But ultimately, traditions are meant to change over time. We're in the modern era of 2024. You still have people talking about moving in. If you want to move in with a person, go ahead and move in. But moving in is really like if you want to be more cost effective and cut back on costs. Because that's the whole reason why it is that, after World War II, people was moving in with each other and they was getting married. It's because of financial and survival means. They wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's facts. Like, they wasn't moving in with one another and stuff like this per se, as far as like getting married. That wasn't something that actually was a serious thing around World War II or any of that type of stuff. And the Great Depression, people was like, moving in and getting married as a means of wealth conservation, right? So it's like when you understand this type of stuff, why is this person trying to pressure you? And then you have the Seven of Cups, and then you have the High Priestess. It's because you have a lot of people that are trying to conceal their intentions. You know, and the thing is that the Eight of Cups, excuse me, yeah, oh, Seven of Cups and the, not Eight of Cups, Seven of Cups and the High Priestess. The Seven of Cups represents, like I said before, so you have to choose wisely. Don't just choose anybody just because. You Sagittarius have to make sure that the quality of the people that you have around you are really up to par, you know. I don't necessarily see a huge amount of people coming to you, like an influx. I'm more so seeing you, Sagittarius, learning how to pick better, right? Learning how to understand someone better, so you don't invest so much time into a terrible relationship, right? You put all this money into what it is that you think that you're getting. Is a good connection with somebody, is an outcome or a particular outcome that you're looking for, and then come to find out you not actually get what it is that you was looking for because you ain't get it. Financially, this Ace of Pentacles, you Sagittarius are doing all right. Not the greatest in the world, but y'all are doing all right. The Ace of Pentacles, you're also looking for substance, though. And that's good. That's the key thing. Look for substance. The High Priestess, however, represents how it is that, like it is, as I said before, you have to become better at picking, because, and understanding when you have a problem on your hands and when it's time for you to jet, because of the High Priestess. People are concealing their intentions towards you. The majority of people that you interact with do not have your best interest in mind. They want you to be at the mercy of their own desires. So keep that in mind, you know. Like, how many times, let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the High Priestess. How many times have you, Sagittarius, known somebody that doesn't want anything from you because they have what it is that they have? You understand what I'm saying? So let's clarify the High Priestess. The Nine of Swords, Palace of Wands, Seven of Wands, Justice, and then you have the Four of Cups. So these 5 cards right here to clarify the High Priestess. The Nine of Swords and the Palace of Wands, this is never going to be, see, what it's saying is people hide their intentions because they want to. Their intentions was never to actually get you upset per se. Their intentions was to get you upset, to distract you from how dysfunctional and how broken they are. So if they can get something out of it for the time being, cool, then they'll get something out of it for the time being. But the situation that you, Sagittarius, are having is, when it comes to somebody concealing themselves, right, you have to be able to learn to understand when it's time to apply pressure. Sometimes, meaning what? Sometimes you have to come out and ask what exactly is going on so that you can get a clear answer. And if the person is caught up with their ego, they're going to walk themselves right into a bear trap. And what I mean when I say that, I mean, you're asking because you're tired of the time being wasted, games that are being played. That's what applied pressure is. So you're trying to actually get a better understanding of what's going on. Allow the person to walk themselves into a bear trap, meaning that if the person has this egocentric mentality of they're not going to come clean about them wanting to be with you, then let them do that. You move on with your life And when they see you, Sagittarius, walking, holding hands with somebody else, or walking, talking to somebody else, they get jealous, that's going to be their problem, their own problem. And the only person that they have to be upset at is themselves. The Seven of Wands and the Justice is about how, because you, Sagittarius, you shouldn't have to deal with the nonsensical, dysfunctional people that some of you Sagittarius have interacted with. So the Four of Cups is about how one of the best ways to know if they're wasting your time is if these are people that make it difficult for them to actually hang out with. Everything seems to be a problem with them, and you really need to dub them. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Peace.